So I'm at the house right now, and I've got old Ursula kind of tore apart here in the garage, and what I'm working on is installing my super low budget trans brake bump box or trans brake controller. So I'll go into the product I bought here in just a second, but right now what I'm trying to do is figure out if I can make the shift buttons on the steering wheel work for trans brake on the one in the front, I think, and then the upshift button on the back to be our bump. So that way when we get up in the lanes, we can freaking just use the buttons that are already on the steering wheel, and everything's just good. No need to add switches or have wires wrapped around the column or anything like that. So it's gonna be super tidy. And I got the cover off of the column because I wanted to, so I found a schematic that shows how this circuit works, and it's pretty simple. We've got two circuits that come from the engine control module, and one of them goes to the down switch, one of them goes to the up switch, and then there's a third one that comes out of the clock spring that goes to ground. So basically all it does is whenever you decide you want to shift, or you want to ask for permission to shift, you hit this button, the ECM sees it send that circuit to ground, and then it considers your request, which really, the buttons in these never really actually cause a shift. You're basically just asking the PCM politely if it will shift, and it's still going to do whatever it wants. But well, us using these buttons for the trans brake is going to make it super clean, super easy, and it's really simple install. So what I've done here, I just wanted to make sure that the circuits work the way that I think they do. And so to do that, I just got the one circuit going to our down button and the other wire going to the ground, if you will. I cut it, so it's really not a ground anymore. And so I got my test light hooked up, and you can see if I hold this right there and hit the button, you see the test light lights up whenever I push the button. And so that's perfect. It needs to see voltage on one of these circuits to engage the trans brake, and it's looking for voltage on the other circuit to bump in. So we'll just have one for bump, one for brake, and yeah, and I think it's gonna work really good. It's gonna be a super easy install. So here's a diagram of how we need to set up our simple stage bump box. Pretty simple stuff here. So our voltage source for the bump box comes through from the battery voltage, goes through the trans brake button. When you push the trans brake button, it tells the simple stage controller to activate the trans brake, and then to bump, we're just gonna tee off of this power source and go through the second switch. And when it sees voltage on that circuit there, it's going to deactivate the trans brake for a very brief predetermined amount of time. Aside from that, all we need is a ground circuit for it. And of course, this circuit will go to the trans brake. So I've already got some of these circuits in place for my current trans brake setup. The only thing additional that we need is this switch right here, and that is just for programming. So this is the diagram for the electronic shift buttons located on the steering wheel. And again, this is real simple stuff. We have the control module sends out a voltage on these circuits that are normally, so the ECM will normally see high voltage on those two circuits whenever the circuits are open. When you push the shift button, these switches are going to energize, and it's going to close the circuit to ground, at which point the module will then see low voltage on this circuit here. So we're going to be using this circuit and this circuit as our trans brake inputs to the trans brake controller. Problem is the controller for the brake and for the bump wants voltage, and this circuit here actually goes to ground as it sits right now. So what I have to do is I'm going to hook a voltage source from somewhere else there so that there's voltage sitting on those switches at all times. We're going to have this circuit here is going to go to the brake. This circuit here is going to go to the bump. And this will have voltage on it right here. So whenever I push this button or this button, it's going to send voltage to there, or actually in our case, we'll have voltage going to the brake at all times. When we go to bump, we'll just tap this switch here and it'll briefly energize that circuit too. So real simple stuff here. I already got the wires located, and I'm gonna go ahead and just start soldering and wiring this in and see if we can get this working today. So this is the simple stage bump box system. Right here on Amazon, you can see it for $99. real simple setup. It's just a little simple electronic timer. And I was kind of going through some of these reviews down here, and I found something interesting that's kind of hilarious. So they charge $99 for this bump box, but if you scroll down, we can see right here, Dave left this comment. You can literally buy this for $16 on here. Just look up small miniature time on off cycling delay relay. You're welcome. So that's exactly what I did. And sure enough, it pulled up this, which looks exactly the same. Okay, this one's $25, but there is one for $16. Exact same product, minus the simple stage sticker on the front of it. So we were able to save a little bit of money doing that. The little switch that comes with it, you can find down here in frequently bought together, and I think it was like $8 for that. Yep, $7 for that switch, and that just allows you to do your programming on the go for your delay time. I'm not sure that's really required here. I'm gonna set it up without it. I'll probably go ahead and wire it in whenever it arrives later on. And this is all it is. It's just this tiny little plastic box with these 6 wires coming out of it. And this should be all we need to get Ursula bumping into the beams on full power and actually getting some good runs out of her. So I've had my trans brake on this button right here, just a little, actually a brake light switch that I had laying around at the shop. So we're gonna be getting rid of that, but here I already have a fused power source that'll be perfect for our trans brake control module. So this is already good to go with fused power. All we need to do is kind of fish it back through where it came and run it up here to our coil connector and hook that up, and that'll be our power source. We'll use the circuit that's already an output to the trans brake, and this is gonna be pretty easy. I'm gonna make easy work out of this. All right, so I got my little programming button installed, went through all the programming information on the laptop. I had to try some things before I got it to where I think it's gonna work, but I think I have it there now. But if you listen, you'll see me push the front one, solenoid clicks on, and if I tap the button in the back, so I have it. It doesn't seem to work on the solenoid every time. I can hear the relay click. I'm probably gonna have to increase that interval. All right, so I finally got it figured out. I just wanted to drop this in here explaining that this is an extremely complicated process to program this thing that has like over 30 different functions. They're all different in how they behave when they're triggered, and it's really a handful, okay? So we did save a bunch of money by going this route rather than getting the simple stage, the actual product. There is a difference though. The simple stage comes already programmed. It has really good reviews. Honestly, spending $99 on that would not be a bad idea. I would encourage anyone who doesn't want to learn a new skill here to do that, because I spent a couple hours going through the manual of this thing to understand how it works, how you program it, and it was a lot to take on. So we did save some money by doing it the hard way, but there is a difference. Simple Stage is a product that's good to go, and it wires in the same way. I actually, you'll notice I used the Simple Stage diagram when I installed this. So I did manage to get it all figured out and figure out how to adjust it, and right now I think we're running on 5/30ths of a second on the bump, and it's working just like it should. So let's hit the track and see what it'll do. Greetings folks, Steve here, and tonight me and Matt are at I-30 Dragway, and we're going to be putting some passes on old Ursula, the IS300.
Fairly
so,
legit.
Matt's running a little late today because he had to stop and get some pants from Walmart. We've been warned multiple times now about pants, and so we're not playing any more games. I got me some nice Race Quip pants.
I got me some nice $12 Walmart pants.
Matt did literally no preparation and had to stop and get some pajama pants on the way here today. But anyway, we got the only thing that we've changed since Motorplex is we got a
bump box
now, and we're gonna be trying to give her a chance to leave on a lot more power. But we're just gonna see what she'll do tonight. Hopefully, we can get a very low 7 or maybe even a 6.
I mean, she's primed for a 6. She's been primed for a 6, and with that new diff with the solid burnout, I think it might happen.
Yeah. And we're testing out our $24
bump box
also, which I have mixed reviews about so far. It seems to kind of vary the length of the bump each time, and a lot of times you hit it and it doesn't actually feel like it does anything at all.
So basically just bump until you see 4 lights.
Well, let's go. Let me go show you the ropes real quick. All right, so the trans brake is these. Either one.
Okay.
That one works. This one
Yep.
works. They both do the same thing. The bump is the back button.
Yep. Okay.
Right here and right here. So you can choose whatever buttons
So
you
you can
like.
bump with the same hand or with the opposite hand.
But
Don't
you can
matter.
hear it.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Listen. So there's a bump.
Yep.
Bump. Bump. All right, so that's working. Oh,
Solid.
that sounds pretty good, but I'll show you how it works. No nitrous or anything. Just kind of get up on the brake.
Yep.
So we're gonna bump. I'm just gonna give slight brake pressure.
Yep.
Okay, we're
Okay.
not trying to hold the car.
Yeah.
We're simply
Just
trying to
enough
keep it
tension
from like rocking or rattling. Actually, it worked really good right there. But don't be overly confident, because before you got here, I did the same thing. And a lot of the times you'd push it,
It wouldn't work.
and it wouldn't work.
So I mean,
So you kind of just need to kind of tap it.
really the main thing, since we're gonna probably be running full tree tonight, is just to stage up before 4. It'll matter more, I think,
Yeah.
on pro tree, but this will definitely be some good practice to get ready for pro tree.
I agree. We're gonna just kind of burn through some nitrous by standing on the brake through all the countdown, but I think we still need to do it to prepare. Also, I weighed the bottle and it had 21 pounds. The whole bottle's 21 pounds.
Yep.
The bottle full is 23.
Yep.
So we've only used 2 pounds.
So we got almost a full bottle.
A full
so,
bottle,
yeah.
basically. So we'll see what she'll do.
Excellent.
All right, baby, we're gonna make our first pass of the night. The bump box worked awesome. Dude, the bump was perfect. What was it?
76.
Really? So it was 7.6 evidently. Man, felt good. I don't know how we can make it much better. Guess what? You know what sucks? I did not start it that long.
762, 177. Yeah, 92 miles an hour.
92?
Yeah.
Ooh, power's down.
You're right on it. It looks like though.
Ah, man, I was
You
so
got your time right after you did like 1-2.
I was so in the zone, dude. I tell you what, the bump was perfect.
Yeah, it looked great.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And it just feels so much better having those buttons at your fingertips.
Instead of having to,
Instead of pulling the button. I'm not sure why we were so slow though. I mean, maybe we must have been down on power. It means we were down on boost. I guess we'll just cool it down, give it another go, and take a log. And then I can't believe I forgot the log. I'm such a fucking noob. All right, so we're getting in line to make our second pass. I'm gonna drive the car again because I noticed some weird things with the transmission, and Matt would prefer that I brake it.
I always brake the damn car, okay? So I just want to make sure everything's good. I'll let him take another pass and find out.
I'm not that worried about it, but I did feel like almost like the converter was blowing through in second, and then the transmission was kind of whining when I came down after the pass. So we're just gonna make sure everything's good. Matt's worried about braking it. Getting it that time. I can hear the transmission whirring, little bzz, 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 bzz. Sounds a little funny. Man, it left it came out of the hole so freaking hard right then. I wonder if that was a freaking pass, dude. We're gonna have to wait and see. It's a shame we weren't racing anybody because it was, I mean, she got down. At the very top of third gear, it just cut out. Boom, everything just cut off. I thought the engine was gonna be dead. But coasted down and it was still running. I mean, it completely cut out at the very top. I wondered if the bottom of the engine fell out or something. But running good. Still got oil pressure. AFR is good. All the gears work. I don't know what it did. Let's see Matt and find out. All right, so what did it run?
738.
What?
At
New
95,
personal best,
at 95 miles an hour.
Ooh, power's back too.
167 60 foot. That's where it is.
167. All right, hold on. Let me analyze this a little bit. All right, so 95. So we got the power back.
Yep.
So evidently it just making a little bit less power previously. Man, it got out of the hole so hard.
It sounded great. I think that you staged too long last time. I think that had something to do with it.
Maybe so.
I did notice while you were on the nitrous, just something I haven't noticed before. I don't know if it's something of note, but after you were sitting on the nitrous, like just before that third light lit up, it started to.
I noticed that too. I noticed that too. We probably need to check the AFR while the nitrous is on. We have a log to look at this time. A 167 60 foot.
That's great.
738, new personal best, baby, and we're back in the 95s on mile an hour.
That's so, every time we've raced this thing for the last 4 races. I'm in the personal best.
Dude,
yeah.
Every time we bring it out,
yeah.
she's just a beast.
Every time, gets better.
She just takes a licking and keeps on ticking. Awesome, dude.
Oh yeah.
We'll give her another cool down and
everything
then.
Felt good with the training?
Yeah, it felt okay.
Yeah.
It felt alright. It still was whirring on me when I came out, but it didn't feel like it was blowing through or anything. Oh, when I got to the top of third, the engine just cut. It just shut out. I think the pass was over, but I mean, it's like it turned off. It was like the ignition totally cut out. It was just damn. And I think the pass was done, so I didn't. And I was like, I thought when I coasted down, the engine was going to be off. Like I thought maybe the engine stalled and it was going to be off, but it came down and I drove around no problem. So we'll look at the log and see what we can learn about that. All right, so we're reviewing the log now for the second pass. I had mentioned that I felt a sudden huge decrease in power while at the very top. And you can see right here, this is second gear on this white line. We're revving up, shift to third, the white line drops, that's engine RPM. And right here, you'll see another drop. Well, that's not a shift. It just totally lost power right here. The green line right here is manifold pressure or boost, and it drops. It's like, it's almost as if the hose popped off the map sensor at that moment.
But it didn't.
But it didn't. The map sensor seems to be working just like it should. But for whatever reason, it totally plummeted. Still like throttle position. You know, I don't think this is a map sensor problem, dude. I think it's a pressure problem. So the fact that the AFR stayed good means the Mega Squirt responded appropriately.
Right.
And I could tell by the way the power fell off that we lost boost.
Right.
I wonder if we blew a coupler. We blew a coupler. I've already decided.
Okay.
Let's find it.
Let's find out.
Yeah. That explains it.
That was easy.
Hell yeah, well that's good news. So let's get that fixed up and we'll get her in line to make another pass here in just a minute. She's already cooled down quite a bit. Get my thick ass shawty fixing the car for me, girl. Taking care of business. INDEPEND. Say 7.8.
What was it?
7.8.
That felt good.
Look good. The bump's a little aggressive.
It was real aggressive.
Deep staged you. Look how Matt looks like a little dancer in his pants. Plie! Plie! Alright, so we're racing a C6 Z06 6-speed. I saw him run a mid-7 earlier. I'm not sure what kind of times he normally runs, but he's on a street tire. Should be a good race, power-wise. See if she'll do what we need her to. Hey, baby. That's a Z06 kill, baby. That was a race. Car left hard as hell. Got that wind light. Woo! Yeah! Dude did the deal though. That was a great race. So, GoPro ran out of film, of course, on our race against the Z06.
Possible race.
And man, he put up a good fight, and that's a stick shift car too. So props to him for putting down the power where he needed to.
We ran a 734,
7.3,
another PB,
hey!
and he ran a 744. Right?
Ooh,
yeah,
dude, he's quick.
Yeah.
That was a good race. All right, so that's gonna do it for tonight. We had a pretty good night of racing here tonight.
Pretty good. 2 PBs, right?
2 730s.
Yeah.
We lost a couple mile an hour on the last pass, although we did run our new best 60 foot of 163.
Oh.
I mean, she was a cannon out of the hole.
And that followed up a 169.
We won. We ate delicious burgers. But that is going to do it for this week. Bum box worked awesome.
Bum box were great.
I don't think we're going to change a thing.
Yeah.
But definitely tune in next week. We're going to have some more stuff coming at you. Probably some Datsun content.
Yeah.
So tune in, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.